Well, it's official. We have our Super Bowl matchup. The Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles. But before I dive in a little deeper into all that, I want you guys to hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, share this episode with your friends and family, and to continue to support my channel.
Biggest the Super Bowl.
We have our Super Bowl matchup. The Kansas, and it's a familiar matchup from a couple of years ago. We have the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, we might be in something for, something special coming up here. But, look, man, it was a pretty good football weekend. The Kansas City Chiefs, defeated the Buffalo Bills 32-29, and the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Washington Commanders 55-23. And so that is our matchup, ladies and gentlemen. The Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles. But I want to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. I want to dive into them, a little more. And I want to talk about this historical dominance that they've been on, which started in 2018 when they inserted Patrick Mahomes as their starting quarterback, which was way back in 2018. And ever since Patrick Mahomes has been their starting quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs have been to the AFC Championship game in every season under Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. That is 7 straight seasons of them being in the AFC Championship game, and they are now going to their 5th Super Bowl in 6 seasons. I mean, it's unbelievable the run of dominance that the Kansas City Chiefs have been on, and it's just, I don't know what else to say. And if you just talk about that game that they had against Buffalo, it was a masterclass. It was a masterclass matchup. It was a masterclass performance. It was that game between Buffalo and Kansas City lived up to the hype. And look, I feel for Josh Allen. I feel for the Buffalo Bills because I thought Josh Allen was incredible. I thought he was lights out. I thought he did everything that he could to wield the Buffalo Bills and give them a chance to win that game. I thought he was phenomenal throwing the ball. He was phenomenal running the ball. Every third or fourth down that the Bills had, it just felt like Josh Allen would just consistently make that play to keep his team afloat. And he did all he could. Like even on the fourth down throw to tie the game where he darted the ball in between coverage and find an open receiver to tie the game. It was like, oh man, this dude came to play. Like Josh Allen, he did everything that he could to keep the Bills into that game. But unfortunately, you're going up against Michael Jordan. You're going up against Tom Brady. You're going up against the guy that's one of the greats of all time that we are witnessing. And unfortunately for Josh Allen, he went up against Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes, after the Bills was able to tie that game, he was just able to come right back down the field, storm right back down and position Kansas City to kick a field goal. And then on the last possession, when the Buffalo had a chance to, make something happen, unfortunately, the Kansas City Chiefs, and you got to give Spagnola the credit. He caught a great blitz, and he was able to send a defensive back into the line of scrimmage, and he was able to force Josh Allen to throw up a he gave his receiver a chance. And the receiver, look, it would have been a tough catch because he tried to dive for the ball, right? And so, unfortunately, the ball ended up being, a little drop, a little incomplete, and the game ended up being over. And so it was tough. It was tough for Buffalo for them to overcome that. But, man, you watch a game like that and you just feel for Josh Allen, because this is a guy that, he's becoming a Hall of Fame level quarterback. He's a Hall of Fame level talent. And he's just, you just see this dude in the biggest games. He's played his ass off. Excuse my language. But seriously, Josh Allen has played his tail off. And it hasn't mattered, because it's just Patrick Mahomes, and it's just hard to beat that guy. It's like in the 90s when Charles Barkley and Karl Malone and Reggie Miller are playing against the 1990 Chicago Bulls. And it's like you just give everything you have, and you just fight, and you just scratch and claw, and you just give everything that you got. But at the end of the day, it's Michael Jordan. And it's like no matter what you do, you going up against a dude that's just greater than you are. And I think that's what we're witnessing with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. And, you got Josh Allen, and you have Lamar Jackson, and, you have Joe Burrow to a lesser degree, even though Joe Burrow did beat Patrick Mahomes. So I guess maybe you want to exclude him. But, still, you have, guys like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, and you're just lining up against Patrick Mahomes, and you give everything you got, and you just put every ounce of energy and ability and talent, and you just give it all out there on the field, and it just doesn't matter, because Patrick Mahomes is just going to make that one more play than you are able to make. And the Kansas City Chiefs defense is just going to find a way to just make a play, make a stop to win the game. And I think that's what we've seen with the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Is they're on a run right now, man. This is a run of dominance that we're witnessing with the Kansas City Chiefs. It really is. I mean, they've become the new version of the New England Patriots, where it's like, whatever needs to be done, we just gonna get it done. And what's ironic about the Kansas City Chiefs is they won this game with their offense. The offense has been kind of sporadic at times throughout the course of the year. And, the Chiefs have had to win low-scoring games. They've had to win close games, one-score games. They just have to – this is just kind of who the Chiefs have been. Throughout the course of the last really couple of years, they haven't been the team that's had to blow you out and score 40 points every time, like they did, 3, 2, 3, 4 years ago. This has kind of become a different version of the Kansas City Chiefs in how they approach games and how they win games, right? But if you look at the game that they had against Buffalo, they scored 32 points, which was ironically their highest point total of the entire season / playoffs. This is the most points they scored all year, 32. And it was because of Patrick Mahomes, and it's because Patrick Mahomes just figured out a way to just, hey, I can make big throws when I need to, I can make big runs when I need to, and it's exactly what he did, right? And so Patrick Mahomes, he did his thing, he was able to make all the plays, with his arms or legs, and he was able to will the Kansas City Chiefs to their Super Bowl. And like I said, this is their 5th Super Bowl in 6 seasons. Yeah, I mean, it is remarkable, what they've done. And credit Andy Reid as well. Like Andy Reid, this is a coach that, in Philadelphia, he had pretty good quarterbacks. He had Donovan McNabb, and he had Mike Vick, and, Jeff Garcia in between. And the Eagles were always able to win games and get to the playoffs, but they will always fall short. And, Andy Reid had this bad reputation of being like a guy who couldn't get over the top. He was a choker, and he was known for making, bad situational football decisions. And, I remember he used to be criticized for how he manages the clock. That used to be a thing that people criticized Andy Reid for back in the day, during his Philadelphia days, right? But if you look at what he's done in Kansas City, and you look at the fact, and you look at ever since he had Patrick Mahomes, and really, Alex Smith came there at first, and they were winning games under Alex Smith. But they realized, like, okay, we have Alex Smith, and Alex Smith is good, but he ain't good enough. Like, we just knew that there was a specific type of ceiling that exists with Alex Smith at quarterback. And so they just say, you know what, man, we gotta drive a new guy. We gotta drive Patrick Mahomes, right? And so they get Patrick Mahomes, and man, ever since then, Kansas City, it's just been a run of dominance, and we've seen Andy Reid's reputation as a guy who chokes in big games as a coach. He rises up in big games as a coach now because he has that guy, and Patrick Mahomes is that guy, clearly. And not just he ain't just that guy. He might be like he's like that all-timer guy. You know what I'm saying? And so this is what we're dealing with right now with Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. Like, this is a guy that's raising everyone's reputation, and he's raising everyone's game. And it's because Patrick Mahomes is the type of guy with his talent and his ability to throw the football at anywhere on the field, and the way he can just read coverage and make plays with his arms and legs and throw the ball accurately and just elevate his team around him. I mean, it's remarkable. It is remarkable with what we're seeing from Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, and they've done a good job of building a good roster. Like, they've transitioned their team. They had Tyreek Hill at one point, right? He was their deep threat. He was their bomb guy. The guy that Patrick Mahomes could just throw launchers at, and he makes that offense explosive. And so they had him for a while, and then they end up moving on from him, and they've had to transition their team, and it just hasn't mattered. Like, they figure out a way to adjust. Whether it's becoming a passing team or becoming a running team or becoming a high-flying scoring team or a low-scoring team, and you try to win with defense. Like, it just hasn't mattered. It's like Kansas City just figures it out on the fly, and we're gonna adjust, and they eventually adjust, and they eventually figure it out, and they eventually win. And to the tune that, as we speak, like, Kansas City, they've won 2 Super Bowls in a row, and we're talking about them possibly going on a three-peat. And I'm here to tell you guys right now, at this moment, if the Kansas City Chiefs win their third straight Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes undeniably is the GOAT. That's right, I said it. If the Kansas City Chiefs win their third straight Super Bowl, it will be undeniable that Patrick Mahomes will be the greatest quarterback of all time. That means he'll be better than Tom Brady, because as great as Tom Brady was, Tom Brady didn't have a three-peat. He didn't win 3 straight Super Bowls. That did not happen. And so Patrick Mahomes will have done something if he pulls this off in 2 weeks. He'll have done something that Tom Brady has never did. And so Patrick Mahomes, if he pulls this off and wins this Super Bowl in 13 days, he will be the GOAT. And so, I mean, it's just, like I said, man, Patrick Mahomes has something at stake, man. He has a chance to make history and go on a three-peat. And I think he can do it. And I think he's going to do it. No disrespect to Philadelphia, but I think this man is going to do it. And so, again, man, I want to credit Kansas City. They just been on a incredible string of dominance right now, man. It's remarkable with what they've been able to do year after year after year. I mean, 7 straight AFC championship appearances. AFC game championship appearances. This is their 5th Super Bowl in 6 seasons. I mean, it's unbelievable. And they've won 4 out of the 5 Super Bowls that they've been in. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, man. I mean, it's just, really. I mean, it's incredible. And so, like I said, man, I can't stress this enough, man. I can't stress this. I can't stress it enough, man. Kansas City, just they just. Hey, I'm amazed at what they've been able to accomplish. And so, but like I said, they're going up against the Philadelphia Eagles, and look, credit Philadelphia. Like I think they deserve some love as well for able to beat up on the Washington Commanders. They're able to force 3 turnovers against the Commanders, and I thought Jalen Hurts was lights out. He played arguably his best game of the season. Saquon Barkley, I mean, good Lord have mercy, what a stud he is. I mean, he is a beast. I mean, if I'm a New York Giant fan, like, how can I be happy that I let this dude go to my rival and see this dude doing this? I mean, Saquon Barkley, man, I mean, what a stud. And it's so fun to watch. So he can just break tackles and just hit home run, just run 50 plus yards and get a touchdown. And you just see this home run hitting speed. Like, he's phenomenal. And so, and the defense in Philadelphia, I thought the defense was great as well. And so, credit Philadelphia, and on the Washington Commanders side, it was a great year for them. They have nothing to be ashamed of. Jaden Daniels, to me, like I said on a couple of episodes ago, I think this is the greatest rookie quarterback season in NFL history. And so I think they have a lot to look forward to in the DC area. But Philadelphia took care of business there. So again, like I said, we got the Philadelphia Eagles against the Kansas City Chiefs, and hey man, the Philadelphia Eagles have their work cut out for them, because this Kansas City Chiefs team, this run that they've been on, I mean, this is historic with what they've been able to do and accomplish. And Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are right at the center of it, because it's just, we've never seen anything like it. And as a football observer, fan, watcher, whatever you want to call me, I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm enjoying greatness. I mean, we are witnessing greatness right in front of our eyes with what's happening with the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Like, it's just, like I said, like, it's like, this is Michael Jordan in the 1990 Chicago Bulls. This is the Golden State Warriors, the Steph Curry from 2014 to 2022. This is what we're witnessing. This is the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, New England Patriots. I mean, we're witnessing a dynasty here, and it's gonna be something to witness, to see if Kansas City can pull this off, because, hey man, this is something special that we're witnessing here. There's no question about it.